2019 Dodge Challenger tune-up. Alright, so far I've unplugged 3 things. They're right here. I've moved them to the side. One was on the intake tube, the other's right here, and the other's to the throttle body, as well as 3 hoses. 1, 2, 3. Then I moved these. There, and this one was here. That way I can pull the intake off to get to this side to replace the spark plugs up under there. We're also replacing 1 coil as well today. Take this off, there's a bracket here with 2 10mm on 2 nuts. Also on this side. And I loosened these up. You can do that one if you wanted, but either way you gotta loosen the bracket up. And if you look right down there, was a nut to loosen that coolant hose, then I had to loosen the bolts, which took me a second. But also you want to replace your intake gaskets, that way you don't have any sort of vacuum leak. Here we go. Noticed I didn't use my impact to break any of them loose or tighten them down. I'm doing that by hand. I was just to make it a faster process. Use my impact to run them all the way out, run them down, but not all the way tight. You want to do that with a ratchet so you can feel it by hand, and you don't want crazy tighten spark plugs. You do want them to be tight, but not crazy tight. So I'm gonna replace this 1 coil, put her back together. would push your bolts up so they stay up and don't get in the way of you putting it back on. Those two studs had to go on first since I had this side loosened. That's kind of the trickiest part though, is these brackets with the nuts on them. There's two on this side. Alright, that's it for the tune-up on the Challenger, 2019 Challenger. Make sure you replace those intake gaskets. You don't have to, but I recommend it every time. If not, and even if you do, either way, make sure you don't mess those up putting the intake back on. You don't want to have a vacuum leak. You'll get codes and problems. Just make sure you put it on there straight. And those brackets, to me, on the sides of the intake holding it on were probably the hardest part. The bolts to it are super easy to get to, but the two brackets on each side, there's two on the driver's side and one with two nuts on the passenger side. Excuse me. Those were the hardest part. Super easy job. You can do it. Thanks for watching.